I move on to perform a port security, let me go ahead and clear dynamic. I'm gonna clear that, and we're going to go now to configure terminal. All right. Now let's go ahead and let me go to that fast Ethernet 1. Okay, and I can just do that if I go to the interface. Interface VLAN 1, right? I can do that there, or I can do also on that particular port. So let me go to interface FAT0/1. And I make sure that that is an access port. We do switch port mode access. Okay, and I can specify port security, switch port security, hit enter. Okay, now port security has been put on the CLI, but it's not doing anything so far. So what we can do about that is that we have several options. So I can go ahead and specify the maximum of MAC address that I want to learn, and I can specify a maximum of 132. But I can also put something. I will then specify, let's say 3. Okay, so I have just told my switch that, hey, on this interface I will only allow 3 MAC addresses. Now again, the MAC addresses, we have different options. We can go ahead and specify with the actual number or the actual MAC address, hexadecimal command, the specific MAC address that I'm willing to learn or accept in this particular port, or I can use the sticky. Now the sticky, what sticky is gonna do is that it's going to learn automatically the first 3 MAC addresses that will be attached to the port, to this particular port, in which it's going to only keep that in the running configuration. It's not going to survive a reboot. If you want this command or these settings to survive a reboot, you have to copy run to startup configuration. You have to save your running configuration into the startup configuration. Okay, and also let's say you want more MAC addresses, you have again 2 options. You can type this down. Okay, you can punch down the specific MAC address that you want, but that can become cumbersome, not scalable, and prompt to error. So we can also use the sticky. The sticky will only take the first 3 because I specify only 3. So the sticky is going to take the first 3 MAC address and add it to the learn and allow MAC addresses. So for this, I'm going to specify sticky. Okay. All right. Now that we have that in place, we have to also specify what type of action is going to be implemented if there is a violation. So for that, we can also go ahead and basically type the same command. Okay, security and violation. Okay, now in violation we have three options. We have protect, we have restrict, and we have shut down. Okay, now what is the difference between these? Really important to keep in mind that whatever we choose is going to behave in different ways, right? So we have to decide, depending on policy, which one is best for us. So shutdown is basically the default, right? Shutdown will be the default in which the shutdown is the most aggressive, right? It will discard offending traffic. It will send uh, syslog messages, and it will increase violation counter, but it's going to shut down the port. Once that happens, we have to go and bring that port back up manually in order to allow traffic to keep flowing. Now, the protect mode on protect, if we choose protect, then yes, it's going to discard offending traffic, but it's not going to send syslog messages. Okay, it's not going to increase the violation counter, and it's not going to shut down the port. Specifically, it's just going to deny beyond the 3 MAC addresses that the switcher learned as the allowed MAC addresses. Beyond that, every single traffic that comes from something different than that is going to be discarded, but nothing else. Everything's going to be transparent to the administrator. Okay, there will be no syslogs and there will be no shutdown. So therefore, the sysadmin will not be aware that that type of violation is happening. It's just the switch will do its thing and it's gonna keep working as normal. Now restricted, when we're using restricted, in restricted mode, again we're discarding offending traffic, but we're sending syslogs messages. We are also increasing the counter, the violation counter, but we're not shutting the interface down. So the uh, the allowed traffic is going to keep working, right? The traffic that is not allowed is not going to be allowed to go through the port, but we are going to send syslogs messages, right? And the legitimate traffic will continue to work. And that's my in my personal, if it was for me to determine, I would choose restrict. Okay, so for that I will go ahead and I will use restrict. Okay, so now that we had that in place, we have our violation also specified, right? Then we are ready to go. We can test this. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to create an attack. Okay, so let me exit out. Okay, and let's show MAC address table. Okay, there's only one. Now let's show for security. Okay, so now check this out. My port security is enabled on fast Ethernet 0/1. The maximum secure addresses are going to be 3. I have only currently learned about 1. Okay, and the security violations are 0. There is no security violation yet, and the security action that I will going to take is restrict. Restrict mode is going to increase the total amount of violation counters, and is going to keep allowing traffic through the port from the secure addresses of the legit traffic. Okay, the total addresses in the system, okay, is 1024. MAC address limit in system, excluding MAC per port. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and try to do the same attack again, and let's see what happens. Okay, we have a violation. Stop that there. As you guys can see, my switch is now sending information to the system administrator, or to the network administrator, about port security violations. Okay. All right. So this is good because now we are aware that something's going on, but the actual interface has not been turned off. It has not been shut down, meaning that the legit computers that are supposed to work on that port will continue to work without any problems. Okay, so that's the idea behind that. Now if we go back again and show security, okay, first let's show the MAC address table. All right, now you guys can see, although I sent a bunch of traffic, all right, fake traffic, look at all the traffic I sent. All these MAC addresses without the port security will have been registered and learned dynamically on this interface. Okay, but now with the port security, I only learn about the 3 first MAC addresses that were sending traffic to this particular interface. Okay, other than that, the frames were dropped and were not allowed through the interface. If we show the port security counts, look at this. Okay, now we have maxed our current addresses with the allowed addresses, and the security violations were 982. Okay, security violation. That clearly says that, hey, we have something going on. We are under attack. This number is too high for normal operation. You can pretty much be assured that there is something funny going on behind the scenes. Okay. Now, another thing that I would like to go through is that if, let's say for example, we want to use a different violation configuration. So instead of protect or restrict, we want to shut down, right? So we can do that. Interface fast 0/1. Okay. All right. Interface fast internet 0/1. Okay, and now let's go to switch port security, switch port security violation, and let's say that we want to do the shutdown. Okay, all right, now let's do show port security. Okay, now we have changed from restrict to shut down. Okay, now to show interface at 0/1, show IP okay, actually brief. Okay, So as you guys can see, although we have 982 violations on that particular port, right? From the restrict mode, we were by using restrict mode, we were allowing traffic to continue flowing without shutting the interface. The interface remained up at all times, although there were over 900, exactly 982 violations. My fast Ethernet 0/1 was still operational for the allowed traffic to continue flowing. But now that's going to change because now I had changed the violation action to be shut down from restrict to shut down. Okay, so let's see what will happen after I deploy my attack one more time. All right, I'm gonna stop that because now you guys can see that my interface has become error disabled. Okay, now if I go back, we can see that my fast Ethernet is down. Okay, now if I want to bring that, okay, I will have to manually do so. Now let's do show for security. All right, so it's shut down. Perfect. Okay. If I do show MAC address table, I will still see. Let me show the dynamic. Okay, that my interface is down at the moment, so I need to bring it back up. So shut down, and then shut down. Okay. Perfect. All right. Now that my interface is back up, I can see that the only 3 MAC addresses that are allowed in this interface are the same, or my MAC address is still there and only 3. Okay, so now if we want, as a bonus, if we want to be able to bring that interface back up, or as we call it, bounce that interface back up, then we have an option in which we can then specify how long we want that interface to stay down but be back up automatically. So for that, we will go to the switch port or the error disable recovery, and for that we're gonna exit out of this global config, error disable, recover, and cause port security. See, we have port security violation. Okay. All right. Okay. port security violations. So what's gonna happen is that if my interface, whatever interface goes down because of a port security violation, then I want the switch to bring that interface back up automatically. Okay. Now the way we do that, now that I'm gonna hit enter here, now my switch is ready to do just that. But now I want to specify the amount of time I want that interface to stay down. And for that, you can look the default or the interval. Okay, perfect. So it's inside. Let's say 30. Okay. All right. Show, or let me get out of here. Exit. And let's verify that with the show error disable. Interval. Okay. Now here we see that it is enabled. Port secure violation is enabled. Okay. And the timer interval is of 30 seconds. Okay. Now let's go. My interface should be back. Should be back up. Show IP interface brief. Okay, yeah, my port is up. Fantastic. Okay. Now let's attack the switch one more time. Stop the attack. Okay. As you guys can see, because of a violation on port security, my interface went down. Okay. It's down. As of right now, it's down. But look, after 30 seconds, automatically, you change back up. Change to be up again. And now, as you guys can see, my fast Ethernet is up once again. Okay, and with this configuration, I was able to do three things. Number one, show MAC. Okay, I was able to keep my attack at bay and only allowing these three dynamic or these three IP MAC addresses to be operational. Okay, once my interface went down, okay, I did receive log messages about that port security violation. Okay, I did receive that, but also my interface went back up again automatically. All right, so that way we took care of three important features of port security. All right, and with this video, guys, I hope we have learned about the port security. See you in the next.